I'm Coop, this is another modded Nerf Longshot. Changing up the format, going straight into the firing test. Now I will verbally cover the internal modifications as well as my paint job. Internal modifications are rather minimal. All I did was replace the internals with an Orange Modworks Immortal kit for the Longshot. If you don't know what that kit is, it's a replacement kit that replaces some of the key aspects of the Longshot to give you better performance by increasing the air seal, air output, and spring constant. I actually have a video overview. Click the invitation down there if you want to go see that. That's available on their website. They were nice enough to give me one. I am using their lower spring constant spring included with the kit. They actually give you 2 springs and let you choose. I'm going with the lower spring power to increase rate of fire by decreasing the actual strength required to prime the blaster. I might be using the other spring later down the road, but for now I'm happy with my rate of fire and the range is decent. I haven't actually done any other modifications internally. I do want this to be sort of like an Orange Modworks Longshot for right now. This is sort of stage 1 of the modifications. I do plan to do more down the road, including LEDs, a brass breech, and some other various internal mods. But for now, this is it, and I won't be doing those other mods for probably 2 months down the road. I have a lot to do in between now and this project. That's why I'm making the video. The reason I'm not just restarting on a new Longshot is because I'm really happy with how the paint job turned out on this particular shell, so I want to keep this one for personal use. One of the external modifications I've done is added this shotgun style priming grip. I call it a shotgun style priming grip because it's not really a shotgun grip. I don't want to mislead anyone into thinking this is actually a shotgun firing blaster. It only fires one at a time. It's just the orientation that makes it shotgun styled. This is made out of 1/4-inch polycarb as well as aluminum running rails. And this is very similar in design to the pump action grip I put onto Zalaw's Longshot. Annotation up here if you'd like to go see that video. The major difference is this one has aluminum running rails as opposed to polycarb. That's just personal preference. He wanted polycarb because it hugs the blaster a little tighter and it doesn't look as aggressive because this is metal and looks kind of realistic and gun-like, but I thought it would look really cool with all of this silver dry brushing, and I think it turned out very nice looking. You notice the difference in color in the grip. That's actually flat black. That's not dry brushed and not clear coated because this is actually Plastidip. Plastidip, which could be purchased at hardware stores and mini stores actually, is a rubberized coating. This is a spray kind. You can have dip kind, brush kind. You can apply it in various ways, but pretty much it's just a rubberized coating. And that allows me to add extra traction essentially onto my priming handle, so I have to spend less energy actually gripping and more just pushing backward. And if I were to dry brush that or clear coated it to make it match the blaster, it would have completely defeated the point of actually applying it in the first place, so that's why it looks a little bit different than the rest of the blaster. That actually concludes the internal and external modifications. Now I'm going over the paint. As I've said many times before, started with a black vinyl dye base coat. This can be purchased at many automotive part shops such as AutoZone and other things. I'm not an affiliate of them, but I do support Duplicolor vinyl dye. And that would be all of the black you see, other than the Plastidip foregrip. Blue and green visible in the shell are Citadel brush paints. One of them is Enchanted Blue and the other is Moot Green. Those are the item codes, so if you type that into the Games Workshop website, you'll be able to find them. Link in the description box to where I purchased these paints. And I have very fine detailing as well as very noticeable dry brushing with Krylon Short Cuts Chrome. And I really like how this paint job turned out. It looks very nice. It's a very fine balance to get something to look dark and very cool, yet not like a firearm, because I play with Nerf guns. I don't play with simulated guns. I'm not trying to make them look real, I just like them to look cool, so I usually avoid black in my personal blasters, but with this large amount of blue, it still very much looks like a toy, but still looks very cool. And I finished the paint job off with a Rustoleum clear coat. This is a matte clear coat, so it doesn't reflect light quite as much as the gloss, and I like very much how it turned out. Overall, very happy with the blaster. I like the internal mods. The Orange Modworks kit is great. The air seal is pretty nice. I do plan on doing more internal modifications, and if you've heard it throughout the video, the blaster is incredibly creaky, which is completely unacceptable by my standards, so I will be most likely bondoing everything that I can to try to get rid of that creakiness and make it feel more solid. That's down the road with my LEDs, and I'm also going to do a brass breech because I think I can improve on this breeching system a little bit. So that concludes the video. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Future modifications will be way down the road, but I will make another video when I do that. I just wanted to upload this one because this is completed in its current form. It's just Rev 1 sort of. I forgot to mention ranges. It's hitting about 50 feet flat, but that's without my tape measure, so that's plus or minus 10 feet, which is pretty inaccurate, but what can you do? That's with streamlined darts and the lower spring constant Orange Modworks spring. Still very happy because of the high rate of fire though, so I'm happy with how the blaster turned out. That's the Longshot. Thanks for watching.